Hey there, YouTube. I'm Jack. And this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope y'all had a lovely week out there. I meant to get a video out to you a couple of days ago, but just didn't get around to it. We have been gray and rainy here almost all week, but the sun's back out. It's a little bit chillier, and I'm a happy camper. Probably going to go down to Pensacola tomorrow and get some more mangoes. I had some good mangoes for breakfast this morning from the last batch I got, and I'm about ready for more. Anyhow, today I want to talk about some practical advice for a raw food diet or a plant-based diet, cooked, raw, whatever. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate if you go down and hit that subscribe button now. Then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel and you can come back and check out some more of my content. Hopefully I'm saying hello to a lot of my Instagram followers too. I've been trying to do some crossover and get people from there coming over here. So anyhow, just some practical stuff, because this is just like, I've been doing this for 7.5 years now. It's like being on a merry-go-round. You're just seeing the same things over and over the same times of the year. People already flailing that had their big high hopes for a new year and whatever. And it's just simply because people are just not taking a practical approach to their health, their diet, their life. Everything out there just makes me want to say Jenny Craig. Jenny Craig. Even your raw fit people and your plant-based people. I see so many programs. Everything is a, pardon me, I won't drop the F-bomb, is a freaking program or regimen or something you need to do, and you need to go through these steps and whatever, recipes. But keep it simple. Keep it simple. And listen, let me tell you something before I even talk. I just want to say, I don't want you to follow me. I don't want you to eat like me. I don't want you to take my word for anything on this channel. And I want you to go see how many people tell you that. I like to share a lot of different things. I like to point you in different directions. I like to recommend different resources. But all I want you to do is think. You shouldn't be following anybody blindly. You don't need to just be like so detailed. Like, well, what do I do then? What do I eat here? It's very simple. It's low fat, whole food, plant based. And I wouldn't even say go, like I say, I like to throw low fat in there just to kind of get that working into your brain. But I don't mean any sort of obsession over that or cutting all your fat out. And most of it, people just get too psyched out about this lifestyle. And that's why, people ask me questions on Instagram day in, day out. And I do understand that. And I do get the perspective of that because, the social media, the internet's moving fast. People see things, maybe they've never seen you before. Maybe they don't know about this or that. But I get asked questions that are totally not like you haven't been watching me if you're asking me that, because I'm just very simple. I don't get into a lot of, okay, do it like this, do it like that. It's just eating simple foods. It's eating the foods that we were designed to eat. And you know what? One of the biggest things I see happening is hurting people, especially on the raw food part of it, is being stubborn. It's like there's just a lot of you people out there. I don't give a damn how much you want to do it, how much you preach raw is law, how much you talk about it, how many times you've tried it and failed. You can't do it for some reason or another. And what happens is people put all their stock into the raw part of it, that they won't make good cooked choices, and they just keep on doing the raw. Oh no, I'm not eating any cooked. Oh no, I'm not eating any cooked. I'm fully raw on this, until they flip out, and then they overcorrect the other way. Then they not only eat cooked food, but they make bad choices, and a lot of times they even go back to animal products. And I'm telling you right now, and I don't argue with people about this, but all these, whether they're famous, whether they've had YouTube channels, whether they've had followings of any kind, all these ex-vegans, these one that went it away and now are big proponents of other ways of eating, they weren't eating for nutrition. If you go back and look and see what they were doing when they were trying to be raw, I could have called it way back then. But you guys get you get kind of enamored by these big numbers. If somebody's got a YouTube channel that gets, they've got however many up in that next stratosphere, you'll listen to any damn thing they tell you. And half of those big accounts out there, I don't have a whole lot of use for. I mean, hey, God bless, and not throwing any shade. I mean, they're always anything that's vegan, anything that's plant-based, I support. But it's like if you start looking at what they eat, and there's just not a whole lot there. So focus on your nutrition. Always. You probably are tired. If you watch my channel, you're tired of hearing me say that. Focus on your nutrition. Don't worry so much about the raw. As far as people that are just working to do plant-based, the same advice: keep it clean, keep it to whole foods. Stop with the whole, listen, I'm not one also to throw shade on every time, the Impossible Burgers or these replacement products or these packaged, oh, look at this sausage or this, that. I'm not so much in the processed packaging stuff. It has its place when people are transitioning from a standard American diet to a plant-based diet. It might, get them. It might help them make a bridge to, to a better way of eating. But in general, you want to start off eating whole foods. And that's why I am always preaching sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are good meals. People ask me all the time, well, what should I eat? And I'm like, I show my food. I show almost everything I eat on Instagram, including the cooked stuff that I eat. Just keep lots of food, and you can, the cleaner you keep it, as I said in a video not too long ago, the more you can eat. So one thing I had a meal this week. This is a great meal. This is a great meal. Even a beginner, it's not like, oh, this is a little too clean, you're not going to like this. It's very tasty. This week, earlier in the week, it was a little bit chilly one day, and I baked some sweet potatoes, and I cooked some green split peas, and what else did I make? I think I made, and some collard greens. I mixed these three. So we've got some greens, I like, if I'm not having a salad, and I'll get to that in just a minute, I like something like the greens that has a little bit more water to it. They help digest things, but that's a great meal right there. Anything, beans, legumes, sweet potatoes and lentils, sweet potatoes and black beans, quinoa and black beans. I don't eat rice myself. I'm just not into it. I'm not like going to break down, oh, rice is bad because of this or that, or rice is good or whatever. A lot of the world eats rice, and especially when you're talking about if you're on a budget, hey, rice is a cheap staple for a lot of people. So, but think when you're thinking whole foods like that, beans and rice, sweet potatoes and rice, potatoes, if you're not getting sweet potatoes, steaming greens, steaming spinach, eating kale. I would say this: if you're just getting started on this, or if you're just trying to clean up your plant-based diet, or you're transitioning to raw or whatever, I do encourage everybody, even if you're not trying to be raw, include as much raw food as possible into what you're eating day by day. I've been eating fruit for breakfast. I don't mean religiously, but even back before I started this lifestyle, I've always enjoyed fruit for breakfast. So even if you're cooked, even if you don't have any want to ever be raw or high raw, fully raw, have fruit for breakfast. That's just such a good way to ease into the day. If you can get higher water content fruit like mangoes, something like that that's going to also hydrate you in the morning, that is perfect. But fruit in the morning, and I'm not throwing shade at any of the cooked stuff, but every time, even in the winter, when I'm seeing, listen, I'll eat cooked food later in the day, some days, but when I see oatmeals and pancakes, even if they're, gluten-free, blah, 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 it's just heavy. I want that first meal of the day to be light. Something else I would recommend to make a part of your day, whether you're raw or whether you eat cooked food, is a good smoothie, because that's where you can get I get a lot of my nutrition in my smoothies. And that's something I want to talk about too. You do want to focus on your nutrition. The leafy greens are so important, and that's where I can get a lot of nutrition in that one smoothie. Like when I make a smoothie, I will generally cram as much kale as I can in there, so I've got greens that way. I use Daily Green Boost, which is a organic barley grass juice powder, which is really good stuff. You can go look it up. and bananas in there. I'll usually put a handful of pumpkin seeds, and I get those nutrients that I'm looking for. I use supplements. I'm not going to get into the arguments about that, and I would advise you not to. Once again, going back to, I don't tell you to do what I do. I don't tell you how you should do something. I just tell you what I am doing and tell you to go look into it for yourself. I supplement. I supplement B12. I didn't supplement this when I was in Costa Rica, but up here I supplement vitamin D. And I also use a vegan omega-3. So I pay attention to my nutrients, and I think that's a big problem. And I know I'm jumping back and forth, but I'm talking for people that are raw, for people that are cooked. A lot of the problem I see in the raw vegan community, and I don't even discuss it, do what you're going to do. And if you don't agree, I mean, if you're one of those hardcore people, you're probably not best served on my channel. But that's why they always go the other way and then tell you why this is such a dangerous lifestyle when it doesn't work for them. They don't focus on their nutrition. Half of them don't even care about greens. So many of them don't even care about greens and certain nutrients that we do need. All they'll talk about is detox, detox, and cleansing. Well, let me tell you something. There's another word that comes in there with detox and cleansing, and that's healing. And we need certain foods in our body to heal. Yes, cleansing, detox is just about what we're eliminating from our body, but I'm learning more as I go, and my beliefs change as I go, that we have certain areas of our body, like the gut, for instance, that a lot of times need to be healed, and they're not going to be healed simply by the lack of something or just eating fruit. As much as a lot of these people want to tell you everybody can be a fruitarian, and I'll even go so far as to say maybe you can be a fruitarian, but a lot of people, we've been corrupted by the toxins we take in, the things we've eaten in our bodies. So we do have to get our gut flora to a certain place before we can just eat those things. I've seen so many people go off this lifestyle completely just because they would not let go. I'm a fruitarian. That's all I eat is fruit. So pay attention to your nutrients and get those greens. Greens. Search that, research that. You can make a whole day. Like I say, I don't need to make a meal plan for you. I just give you examples. Fruit for breakfast, first thing. Like today, I eat an ice cream a lot of mornings for breakfast. Sometimes I'll have 8 or 9 bananas worth of ice cream. So that's a large chunk of calories right there. Eat an ice cream for breakfast or eat just a big bowl of fruit. Have yourself another meal of the day. I generally will have it at lunch or the next meal, but do it however you want. Have a big smoothie every day. Get those nutrition, get that those tongue-tied. Get those nutrients in there. And then if you're eating cooked, raw, whatever, eat a salad. That's another good thing too, and I've talked about in a number of recent videos. If you want a little, it doesn't have to be either or. One of my favorite things to do is putting sweet potatoes on salad. I did that earlier this week. Now today I just had some Brussels sprouts on it, but you can do that too. And that's a little bit different. I talked about, I had the sweet potatoes, the green split peas, and the collards. Well, like I say, I like some greens in when I'm eating that cooked food, but that's another way, a great way too, is just throw a couple of sweet potatoes on your salad. Learn yourself a few recipes. The recipes aren't going to get you there. You don't need 125 recipes. If you can have yourself 10 solid recipes that you like a lot. But the thing I want to leave you with on this, I haven't said anything today, I haven't said before, I haven't said in other videos, is you got to keep this thing as simple as possible. If you're trying to do something complicated and I have to measure this and I have to write this down and put it in the computer and I have to remember and I have all these specific recipes, free your mind. Whole food, plant-based food. Just eat what we were intended to eat. Your body will adapt to it. And stop with the whole, stop imagining things in your first 2 or 3 weeks of being raw. I see questions like this all the time. Hey, I've been raw for 2 weeks and I've got this itchy place on my arm, and the raw, dude, probably they attribute everything that happens within, oh, well, now I'm eating this and now my head itches. Stop. We were designed to get this way. You might go through a little bit of discomfort, but your body will thank you in the end for it. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again this weekend. Peace.